This is the Podcast Lab. Subscribe now and never miss an episode.
Have you ever, laid awake at night wondering if robots are going to take over our jobs?
Yeah, it's a question a lot of us are asking these days.
It really is, huh? And we've got a ton of research on this whole future of work thing that you guys sent in.
Oh yeah, definitely on topic.
And it seems like every day there's a new headline about AI, automation, the metaverse, all that jazz.
It can be hard to keep up, that's for sure.
So what we're going to do in this deep dive is really dig into all that research and try to figure out what it all means.
Where are we on this journey to the future of work? What are the real changes happening right now?
Exactly. It's not just some far-off sci-fi movie anymore, right? We're already seeing how technology is changing things up.
Oh, absolutely. Think about manufacturing.
Yeah, robots on the assembly line.
Totally. Automation's been a game changer there, for a while now.
And it's not just factories, though, right?
No way.
You've got AI doing customer service with those chatbots, algorithms helping doctors diagnose stuff.
That's right. It feels like technology's got its fingers in every industry pie these days.
Yeah. And of course, there's the whole remote work thing.
Oh, yeah. The pandemic really threw us all for a loop on that one, didn't it?
Huge shift for sure.
Big time. So, okay, we've got a feel for what's happening in now W, but what about the future? What's coming down the pipeline? Let's say we hop in a time machine and zoom ahead 10, 20 years.
Okay, yeah, time machine, I'm in.
What does the world of work look like then, according to all this research? Well, there are three big predictions that really jump out.
Okay, hit me with them.
All right, so first up, we've got AI, but not just robots taking over.
Oh, good, because I'm kind of attached to my job.
Right. It's more about AI becoming our work buddy, our collaborator.
Okay, so instead of AI replacing us, it's more like AI teaming up with us.
Exactly. Augmenting our abilities,
Yeah.
Making us even better at what we do.
Can you give me an example? How would that actually play out in a real job?
Sure. Imagine you're a financial analyst. You've got this AI that can sift through mountains of data, like market trends, company financials, even news sentiment, all that stuff.
Whoa, that's a lot of info.
Right. And it can use all that data to spot investment opportunities that you might miss.
Oh, so it's like having an extra set of superpowered eyes on the market.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And that frees you up to focus on the bigger picture stuff, like developing strategies, building relationships with clients.
Oh, okay, I can see how that would be super helpful.
So it's not about replacing jobs. It's about making us more efficient and effective.
I like the sound of that.
All right. Prediction number 2, the remote work trend. It's not going anywhere.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah. It's just getting started.
Interesting.
Think about it as virtual reality gets more realistic.
Oh, yeah, and those collaboration tools keep getting fancier.
Exactly. We might not even need offices anymore.
So we're all just going to be working from our couches in our pajamas.
Well, maybe not pajamas all the time, but yeah, that's the general idea.
Wait, but wouldn't we miss out on, actually seeing people face to face?
It's a valid point for sure.
Sometimes you just got to be in the same room to hash things out.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of folks think the future might be more of a hybrid thing.
Hybrid, huh? What does that mean?
Maybe we have these hubs for, occasional meetups, team building, stuff like that.
Oh, so the office becomes more of a place to connect and collaborate, not necessarily where you go every day to sit at a desk.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've got AI as our work buddies and offices becoming more optional hangout spots. What's the third big prediction about the future of work?
All right, this one's super exciting.
Lay it on me.
Get ready for a whole bunch of brand new industries popping up.
Whoa, new industries, stuff that doesn't even exist yet.
Yeah, driven by, all the crazy advancements in technology.
Okay, that's kind of mind-blowing. Give me an example. What kind of new industries are we talking about?
Well, for one, think about biotechnology.
Okay, yeah, that's moving fast.
Super fast. So we could see personalized medicine taking off, gene editing becoming mainstream.
Wow, it's like sci-fi becoming reality.
Right. And all that leads to jobs that we can barely even imagine right now.
It's how do you even prepare for a job that doesn't exist yet?
It's a good question, and it all comes back to one key thing.
Yeah.
Lifelong learning.
Okay, so what, we're all going to be students forever.
Not necessarily, but it's about being proactive.
Yeah.
Always be learning, upskilling, reskilling.
So it's not enough to just get that degree and call it a day.
Nope, the learning never stops. Luckily, we've got all these awesome online platforms like Coursera, Khan Academy.
Oh, yeah. I've checked those out. They've got courses on like everything.
I know, right? From data science to like leadership skills, you name it.
So it's like we have all these tools at our fingertips to keep learning and growing. But the big question is, how do we know what skills to focus on? Like with the job market changing so fast, how do we keep up?
That is the million-dollar question. And it leads us to another super important piece of the puzzle, adaptability.
Okay, so not just learning new stuff, but being able to adapt to like whatever's thrown at us.
Exactly. Being open to new industries, new roles, even switching career paths completely.
So basically, being comfortable with the unknown and willing to like jump into new things.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Because the job you have 10 years from now, it might not even exist yet.
Okay, you're really making me think here. So lifelong learning, A&D, being a career chameleon.
I think you nailed it.
All right, so we've got lifelong learning and adaptability checked off the list. Anything else we can do to, get ready for this wild future of work?
Well, it's important to remember we're not in this alone, right? This is where collaboration comes in.
Collaboration, like working together.
Exactly. Governments, businesses, educational institutions, everyone's got a role to play in getting the workforce ready.
So like programs to help people reskill, connect them with new job opportunities, that sort of thing.
Yep. Some countries are even trying out these lifelong learning accounts.
Lifelong learning accounts, what are those?
It's like a 401k for your brain. You save money specifically for future education and training.
Oh, that's cool. So it's a team effort, individuals, governments, businesses, all working together to make sure everyone has a chance to thrive in this new world of work.
That's the idea.
This is really eye-opening stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've covered a ton of ground here, from robots on assembly lines to AI becoming our work buddies to lifelong learning accounts.
It's a lot to unpack for sure.
It is. But before we get too carried away with all the tech stuff, there's one more thing we got to talk about.
Okay, what's that?
Human skills.
Oh, yeah, those are crucial.
Like communication, collaboration, problem solving, all that good stuff.
All the things that make us human. And in a world where AI and automation are taking over more of the technical tasks, those human skills become even more important.
That makes sense, because even if AI can crunch numbers like a boss, it can't replicate things like empathy and creativity.
Exactly. And those are the skills that will make us truly successful in the future, no matter what we do.
So it's a reminder that even in a super tech-driven world, our human connection and our ability to work together, that's what's really going to make us shine.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So we've covered a ton of ground here about the future of work.
Yep, we had.
We've talked about how technology is already changing things up.
Mm-hmm.
We peeked into the future with those 3 big predictions about AI, remote work, and new industries.
It's pretty wild to think about.
It is. And we even brainstormed some ways to get ourselves ready for what's coming.
Absolutely.
It's a lot to take in, but it's also kind of exciting, right?
Oh, for sure. Definitely exciting.
Okay. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the future of work, do you have any final thoughts for our listeners? Something to really make them think?
I think one of the most interesting questions that came up from all this research is, if AI really does become our collaborator like we've been talking about, what ethical stuff do we need to think about?
That's a really good point. It's one thing to say AI is going to be our helpful work buddy.
Right.
But it's a whole other thing to think about the ethical side of it.
Exactly. For example, how do we make sure that AI is, developed and used responsibly?
Yeah, that's huge.
How do we prevent bias from sneaking into those algorithms?
Especially when those algorithms are making decisions that actually affect people's lives.
Exactly. Think about things like hiring decisions or loan approvals.
Even medical diagnoses.
Right. We got to make sure those AI systems are fair and don't discriminate.
Yeah. Fairness is key.
And it's not just about fairness either. We need to think about privacy and security too.
Okay. Yeah. Good point.
As AI gathers all this data about us, how do we protect that information?
And make sure it's not being misused.
Exactly. So the future of work isn't just about the technology itself.
Bigger than that.
It's about our values, our ethics, and what kind of society we want to build.
So we're not just along for the ride, we're actually helping to shape how all this unfolds.
I think that's crucial to remember. The future of work isn't set in stone.
we're all creating it together through the choices we make.
And that means we all have a responsibility to make sure the future of work is one that works for everyone.
I love that. A future that works for everyone. Okay, so much to think about.
Definitely a lot to unpack.
As we move into this new world of work, it's clear that we need to keep our eyes on both the amazing advancements and the ethical questions that come along with them.
Totally agree. It's a complex landscape, but also super exciting.
Okay, so maybe it's not about robots taking over our jobs after all.
Right.
Maybe it's more about figuring out how to work together with technology in a way that benefits all of us.
I think that's a great way to put it.
It's like a whole new era of teamwork, but with AI as our super smart teammate.
And it's not just about AI. The whole world of work is changing in crazy ways.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what other new industries are going to pop up that we haven't even thought of yet and how we can get ready for them.
Whoa, now that is a mind-blowing thought. It's like we're all going to have to become futurists on top of everything else.
Well, maybe not full-on futurists, but definitely need to be open to the unknown.
And ready for anything.
Exactly. Embrace the possibilities.
Okay, well, I think our deep dive into the future of work has definitely given us all a lot to chew on.
Yeah.
Technology is changing the game, but it's up to us to adapt, keep learning, and create a future where everyone can thrive.
Absolutely.
So any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap things up? Something to leave them with as they, keep thinking about all this future of work stuff.
I think the most important thing is to approach the future of work with a sense of curiosity, agency.
Curiosity and agency, huh? I like that. What do you mean by that?
Well, curiosity means staying informed about all the new stuff that's shaping the future of work.
Okay, so the latest trends, technologies, all that.
Exactly. It's about being open to new possibilities and, being willing to learn and adapt as things change.
So basically keeping those future goggles handy.
Yeah, exactly. And agency means realizing that we're not just passengers on this ride.
We're not just sitting back and watching it happen.
Right. We have the power to actually shape the future of work through the choices we make.
The skills we develop.
And the conversations we have.
So it's about taking control of our own careers and being proactive about creating the future we want to see.
You got it. The future of work isn't some predetermined thing. It's something we're all creating together.
I love that it's like a giant collaborative art project and we all get to contribute.
That's a great way to think about it.
Well, on that note, I think it's safe to say that our deep dive into the future of work has given us a lot to ponder.
Definitely food for thought.
We explored the amazing possibilities, the challenges, and the really important ethical stuff we need to keep in mind.
It's been a great conversation.
It really has. So to our listeners, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shaping the future of work.
Couldn't agree more.
We're all in this together. And by, embracing the changes and the opportunities that are coming our way, I think we can create a future of work that's fulfilling, fair, and beneficial for everyone.
Here's to a brighter future for all.
Cheers to that. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of work. And until next time, keep those brains buzzing.